Are you available?
Sí.
Okay, so now make eye contact with each other and take 3 deep breaths. You will may be conscious now of pupil size, but most of us read pupil size without even knowing we're doing it. And take 3 deep breaths so that your pupils can enlarge, and that increases your all unconscious awareness of each is available to the other. And so you'll start with saying, one thing I appreciate about you is, and we're going to give you online what we call sentence stems like that all the way through, and I'll give you some sentence stems as well, so that you'll do a structured conversation rather than a free-flow conversation, okay? So one thing I appreciate about you is?
One thing I appreciate about you is that you take time to contact me and check in with me.
So if I got that,
You're saying that you're happy that I take time to connect and listen to you and be available for you.
Yes.
so did I get it?
So did I get it? She said yes.
So is there more about that?
So is there more about that?
So I'll give you a lead sentence. When you do that, I feel. And did something come up you wanted to say before I gave you the lead sentence?
Yes and no.
And go ahead with that if you'd like. Whatever came up for you.
Okay. I like that they're telling us to ask about when you're available. Because sometimes when I have like 2 minutes at work and you want to talk to me for an hour, it's hard. But I like being contacted.
So, because we want this to be an appreciation rather than a criticism. So you can see how quickly we can move into the other space. Yes and no. But thank you for sharing that, because that becomes a teaching moment for us all, so that you can go from an appreciation into a negation just like that. So let's go back and say, when you are, and say it again, the appreciation, when he
takes
Check-
time to
check in with you.
takes time to check in with me, I feel, and then put a positive feeling into that. When you do that, I feel.
When you check in with me, I feel like I'm on your list of things that are important for the day.
If I got that?
So if I got that, when I check in with you, it makes you feel as though you're important to me, and it's important that I connect with you in that way.
Did I get that?
Did I get that?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there more about that?
Is there more about that?
So let me give you another lead sentence to the more about that. So yeah, the more about that is that when you do that, it reminds me of, and then check childhood to see what in childhood that may remind you of. So when I feel like you're checking in with me, making me important, it reminds me of. And just check childhood.
Okay, start that again.
Was there anyone in childhood that made you feel the way Joel makes you feel when he checks in with you?
Or did it not happen in childhood?
Didn't happen in childhood.
It reminds me that in childhood, and you finish that sentence.
It reminds me when you check in with me that I have someone now that cares and that checks in with me, that I'm important to someone now.
And that's different from my childhood. Okay. Yeah. So it's
And that's
structured.
different from
And
my
that's different
childhood.
From my childhood. Okay. So I want to invite you just to back up and just say it one more time. When you do that, and I feel somebody cares, it reminds me that in childhood, no one.
Say that again.
I'm sorry?
She doesn't think she can say that again.
Don't think you can say that.
Did I get that?
So is there more about that?
So is there more about that?
Okay, so now what we'd like you to do is to summarize. So if I got all of that.
So if I got all of that, what you appreciate about me is when I check in with you, it makes you feel as though you're important to me and how you're doing in your day. And that reminds you that in your childhood you didn't have that, but now you do because you have somebody that's always checking in.
Did I get it all?
Did I get it all?
Correct. Beautiful. So thank you for sharing.
So thank you for sharing.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
And now at the end of this, you get a 1-minute hug. Okay, would you do that? Okay. I'm counting, it's not a minute yet. The reason we ask for a minute is if you're not in a good space, if you hug, you'll get 3 seconds. If you're in a pretty good space, average is 9 seconds. So this breaks the intimacy barrier by pushing it from 9 seconds to, how many seconds in a minute? 60?